Hi, this video will be a little bit different. I won't show you anything, but rather talk about what skills you should acquire if you're seriously thinking about a career in digital marketing. It's not like you need to know everything right away. That's why I'll talk about what you should learn in what stage of your experience as a digital marketer, depending on what path you will take. Because being a digital marketer can mean a lot of different things these days. Hello there, welcome to Ads Courses. If you're looking for a channel with more advanced and unique PPC and web analytics tricks and strategies, you're in the right place. If you want to support this channel, subscribe and share it. Okay, so now let's dive in. Okay, so let's start with the basics, and that's Google Ads and Facebook Ads. I won't talk about this a lot, but you need to obviously know Google Ads interface, functionalities, and same with Facebook Ads. So I won't cover this here because I want to focus on more advanced stuff and additional stuff that you need to know. So thanks, Captain Obvious. Let's move on. Okay, so a very important skill to get and develop in digital marketing is web analytics implementation. And this is actually not a big of a problem because you can find a lot of resources online about web analytics implementation, a lot of YouTube videos. So when it comes to web analytics implementation, I'm talking about Google Analytics Advanced Implementation, Goal and Events Implementation, Measurement Protocol, Enhanced E-commerce, creating reports, data segmentation, etc., etc. So not just about implementing Google Analytics on your website, because that's like very easy thing to do, but more advanced stuff and how to implement these more advanced functionalities on websites, mobile apps, etc. And to actually do this, you need to know Google Analytics, right? So this is another skill that's very important to have in your assets because it will allow you to actually implement web analytics faster and better and easier. And you will be able to do a lot of stuff by yourself. You won't need IT and web development that much with Google Tag Manager. And also there are a lot of resources online to learn Google Analytics. I have also a few videos about it on this channel, and I will post more in the future, obviously. So this is a very important aspect of digital marketing. You know, in future, I think that this will be a different path. So it will be a totally different job, a totally different position when it comes to web analytics implementation, Google Tag Manager, etc., especially with Google Analytics 4. So this will be a separate job position, you know, to use Google Tag Manager to implement web analytics. But right now, and for a few years from now, definitely a Google Tag Manager, every digital marketer should actually know it. Okay, this one is very interesting because there are a lot of resources about web analytics implementation on the web, right? So usually when people talk about learning web analytics, they talk about web analytics implementation. And that's a very important thing to know. But web analytics can be actually something way more than that. In my opinion, it's more important to actually know how to analyze data, how to draw insights and just read data and conclusions than just how to implement web analytics tools. I think like 90% of resources online about web analytics are focusing on web analytics implementation because that's actually relatively easy to learn and to teach, but it's way more difficult to learn how to analyze data properly because that would require some actual, more advanced statistical knowledge, and not a lot of people actually have this. There are not a lot of people in digital marketing who finished statistics in college, etc. But in my opinion, it's actually more important to know data analysis, at least basics of it, than web analytics implementation. So data analytics will allow you to use data to make business decisions, how to read data, how to segment it, how to work with data to make proper business decisions. Because the biggest problem with data analytics is that people don't know how to read data, or people read data not correctly, or people make conclusions from wrong data. And another skill to develop is data analysis. And this is actually something connected to data analytics because data analysis is just way of visualizing and working with data to show insights, trends, and KPIs. So data analysis would be creating reports, creating dashboards, working with Google Data Studio, with Tableau, and tools similar, just to be able to visualize trends, visualize insights, and track KPIs, right? So this is also a very important skill to have. You know, in my opinion, for digital marketing, you can focus on Google Data Studio, also Tableau if you want, and Google Sheets. So data analytics and data analysis are more important than web analytics implementation. And just because a lot of people actually know web analytics implementation, but not a lot of people truly know data analytics. So you can just stand out with this knowledge. Okay, another one is connected, Google Data Studio and Tableau, for example. So I think that you definitely should know Google Data Studio, because not only it will save you a lot of time for reporting, for sending reviews to your customers, but it also will allow you to actually get data that may be not easy to get from Google Ads interface or Google Analytics, right? So you can just create dashboards that you can just have always opened, and you can track data, essential data for you every day, all the time. So you'll spot trends faster and you can react faster. And believe me, your customers will love these dashboards if you will create them correctly. I personally love working with Data Studio, and I also have an experience working with Tableau. So this is definitely a very important skill to have, and also, in my opinion, a very easy skill to obtain. A lot of resources online about this, so it's easy to learn. Okay, another one is Google Sheets, Excel. So before we had Google Data Studio and tools similar, a lot of PPC specialists were working with Google Sheets and Excel, and they are doing this also right now, because with some data it will be just easier to work with Google Sheets or Excel. I personally love Excel, but there are a lot of scripts that are working with Google Sheets, so I use both of them. But you definitely need to have the skill if you want to work with bigger accounts, if you want to create bigger bulk changes on these accounts, or if you want to save a lot of time. So working with formulas, functions, query function, pivot tables, charts, essential skill to have in digital marketing right now. Okay, another skill, I think more advanced, it's BigQuery SQL. So it will allow you to work with big data. It will allow you to pull whatever data you want, right, from a data set. I have few videos about BigQuery for marketers, so you should definitely check these videos on my channel. And there are not a lot of resources about BigQuery, so I want this channel to be one of them. And if you know already SQL, it will be way easier for you to actually learn BigQuery because it's based on SQL. And if you're afraid of programming and you don't know any programming language, SQL is actually very easy to learn. It's a command based, right? So it's like talking to it a little bit. What you want and you will get it. Okay, another skill is conversion rate optimization. And in my opinion, it's one of the most important skills to have as a digital marketer, as a PPC specialist. A lot of PPC specialists think that, I just need to know Google Ads or Facebook Ads, and that's it. Some think that, okay, I need to know Google Ads, Facebook Ads, PPC platforms, and also analytical platforms like Google Analytics. That's correct. But in my opinion, a third fundamental skill to have and knowledge to have is conversion rate optimization, because your performance of your campaigns is just 50% about your settings of your account, of your campaigns. And the another 50% of the performance is from the website or mobile app, let's say website, right? Because this is where your users land. And you can have the best campaign, the best account, the best settings, but if the website sucks, your performance will also suck. And another important aspect is that you can make a lot of improvements in your performance just by making changes on the website. Actually, they can be way bigger, the performance increase, from making changes on the website than from making changes in the campaigns. So I think it should be a responsibility of a PPC specialist to actually make conversion rate optimizations. And just making changes to the website or landing pages in order to increase KPIs. So that will involve a lot of conversion rate optimization tests with tools like Google Optimize or Optimizely and similar. So you should definitely know Google Optimize, but also you should gain a knowledge about what changes can be made to actually increase the performance and how a optimized website should look like. And you should always cover your theories with tests. So very important skill to have. Another one is Google Analytics 4, something relatively new, and it's fundamentally a totally new Google Analytics. It's not an upgrade to the previous one like before. Universal Analytics was just an update to the previous one. But Google Analytics 4 is something totally new traffic tracking methodology and basically the future of web analytics. And to make it simple, if you have experience with Google Firebase, it's very similar. It's based on the same methodology. It's based on events. So if you're an e-commerce, you shouldn't definitely switch to Google Analytics 4 because it's not completely ready for e-commerce, but it's something that you should start getting knowledge about from the beginning. You know, it's something new, so they will develop this definitely very fast, and you should definitely be up to date with this. Okay, so another one is Google Firebase. So like I said, it's similar to Google Analytics 4, and it's just a completely different animal. If you have a mobile app, definitely something that you should work with. A lot of tools inside, but just few of them are actually related to marketers, right? And more for developers. But it allows you to use analytics tools, Firebase Analytics, to track your mobile application traffic, but also to create conversion rate optimization tests within your app or game, and to send push notifications or marketing and in-app marketing, so in-app messages and more. So if you have clients that have mobile apps or you would love to have them, you definitely should know Google Firebase. And there are not a lot of people and PPC specialists that actually do know it. So this is some kind of a niche. Okay, another one is Google Ads Editor. And yes, it won't be dead like some people predicted a few years ago. I personally can't imagine working without this tool. So I know it will stick around for years now, and they are developing it, they are changing it, improving it. So if you haven't already, you should definitely increase your skills of Google Ads Editor, and it will just allow you to work faster, to create bulk changes, and just makes your account management easier. So I think a lot of you actually know Google Ads Editor, but if you don't, definitely something to work with. All right, another one is mobile apps marketing in general, because mobile apps are expanding, and if you want to increase your accounts, your clients, you could do it with clients that have mobile apps, right? But campaigns and tools for mobile apps marketing are a little bit different, or completely different even, than the ones for search and display. But a good side is that they are usually way easier to create. So Google definitely, while creating this mobile app marketing campaigns within Google Ads, started with smart bidding already. So campaigns are very simple to create, to optimize. This is actually a downside. There are not a lot of aspects to change in the campaign. Other than just creating campaign, you can also learn about growth hacking and mobile apps analytics and mobile apps SEO. So this is definitely some kind of a niche. If you want to follow it, that's great. Okay, another one is Google Marketing Platform for Enterprise. So Google Analytics 360, etc. So basically Google tools on steroids. So you have more possibilities and fewer limitations. It's not that easy to work with. It would require clients to actually pay for them, and they are not cheap. And there are not a lot of resources to actually learn them if you don't have access to it. Definitely not a lot of YouTube videos about this, so you won't find a lot of content on this topic. But definitely if you want to work with huge clients, something you need to know. All right, and another one is automation. And basically automation within PPC tools. So let's talk about Google Ads. Google is focusing a lot, as you may already know, on smart features, on automation, and I would say it is some kind of a threat, and I don't like a lot of them, a lot of these changes, but there's nothing that we can actually do about this, and you definitely shouldn't be afraid of these smart features. Try to understand them, try to definitely test them if they work or not for you, because maybe you were testing them a year or two ago and they didn't work well, but they are improving them a lot recently and the results may be totally different now. So definitely test them properly. I will post videos on this topic definitely in future, and I have some videos about these topics already, so check them out, because you need to also learn how to use them correctly. And I don't think that it won't take our jobs, so don't be afraid of them. Okay, another one is copywriting. So you need to actually know how to create ad copy, because this is a part of the advertising in PPC. So you need to know how to write effective ad copy, but also how to create effective landing pages. I think there are a lot of resources about these, because it's been for years from the beginning of Google Ads. So it will be easier actually to learn it. There are just simple rules that needs to be applied within ad copy for them to work better or worse. Another one is a general digital marketing strategy, and you should be able to actually think about strategy, to actually think about PPC actions as a strategy. You need to have a strategy first and then apply this strategy. So there's a lot of strategic thinking in PPC actually, and more than some people would think, and you should definitely know how to create these strategies for different industries, because different industries will have usually different strategies, and you will actually get this knowledge with experience. Really, the most of this knowledge will come from experience rather than just reading content. But also there are a lot of articles and videos on the web about different PPC strategies, so you can also read about them. Other than just strategy, you should also be able to apply this strategy on the accounts, and you need these strategies to be actually realistic, so that they won't just sound good in theory. They need to be actually realistically possible to implement and work, right? So these are actually tactics, something that you actually apply from the strategy and how you apply it. So this is a general knowledge, but very, very important actually if you want to have a good career in PPC. Another one is interpersonal and communication skills, and people don't think about this, because a lot of PPC specialists think that they just need to be good at PPC to be a good experts, but that's totally not true, and it's the most underestimated, but in my opinion the most important skill, or one of the most important skills for top level digital marketers, because in the end you actually work with people, right? You communicate with people. Your clients are people, right? Different people, and you need to be able to know how to work with them, because they will have better and worse days, and they can be different personas. And believe me, this will be difficult for some of you, but you need to develop communicational skills, just how to work with people, how to communicate with them, how to persuade them, how to solve problems, because you will definitely have a lot of problems with people that you work, and this is very, very important if you want to have a long relationship with your clients. If you want them to want to work with you, you definitely need to have interpersonal and communication skills. So a very important one, yet one of the most underestimated. So focus on this definitely. All right, another one, and this is actually the last one. So congratulations if you stayed to this point. And the last one is time management and multitasking, because especially if you're, but not only, if you're a freelancer, you will have a lot of work. And believe me, you won't have enough time for this work. To be able to actually work efficiently and not get overwhelmed, you need to have time management and multitasking skills. So you need to be able to work on a lot of stuff at the same time or every day with different clients every day, for example, and you need to have the skill of switching. I do this, and a few minutes later I do something totally different for someone else, and it's actually more difficult than you think. So your mind needs to be elastic, I would say, but also time management. So you need to be able to work efficiently with time that you have. So don't waste time on things that are actually wasting your time. Focus on the most important stuff that you want to do and do it, and then chill, right? So definitely a very important skill to have. Okay, so that's all. So we had like 19 skills, a lot, right? A lot of them are very, very precise, and a lot of them actually require a lot of knowledge. You know, each one of them requires years of experience or years of learning. So at this point of this video, you may think, oh my God, what this guy is talking about, right? That's a lot of knowledge. That's a lot of skills. How will I be able to actually know this? And the answer is, you know, with time. Of course, you won't be able to gain all of these skills at top level in 2-3 years. It will require a lot of more time actually. I have 10 years experience in digital marketing in PPC. Some may say that's a lot. Some people have more, I think. But it took me a lot of time to actually learn all of that stuff. And you just need to want this, right? You need to want to learn new things, because this is definitely a skill, another skill to the list. You know, you need to want to learn new stuff and have an open mind, and don't be afraid of something new. Get out of your comfort zone and learn new things. And take your time. You know, it will require time, but if you want, you'll be able to actually learn a lot of stuff within a year or 2 years. There are a lot of possibilities right now, a lot of resources online. We didn't have that when I was starting my career, so you have a better start already. I hope that these tips will allow you to plan a path of learning new and exciting skills as a digital marketer, so that you will become an expert in a couple of years. Remember that in this industry, you will have to learn all the time, so be ready for that. If you want to support this channel, simply hit the subscribe button. That's all for today. See you in my next videos. Bye!